so.
Call the meeting to order.
Perfect. Blair Davis?
Here.
Cody Alette? Frank Alleman is absent with notification. Fred Ruhlman?
Here.
Glenn Archambault? Absent, okay. Jaylee Stokes was supposed to join via WebEx, but maybe she'll be coming. Joe Markley's absent with notification. Jonathan Chapman is absent with notification. Paul Lean?
Here.
Richard Weinberg? And Ted Dober is live on WebEx. Right? Okay. All right, we're good.
Okay. I have the agenda. Has everybody had a chance to, well, let's first find out, are there any citizen statements or petitions? Okay. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes that were included in the package? All right. Has anybody found anything that needs to be corrected? All right. I need a motion and a second to approve the regular meeting minutes and the special meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes and I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes and the special committee meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Item 5 is discussion and updates. Do we have any updates on a council liaison?
So I thought he would have been here, at least someone from the council. Do you have an update on where he is?
One of the council member was planning on, but I know sometimes with work, he's pressed to get here in time, so hopefully he'll be joining us shortly.
Who was that?
Jason was gonna come tonight?
Oh, okay, all right. And any updates on the consultant issue?
Yes, so I spoke with Patrick Ibarra. He has some dates in August available. Like was previously discussed, you could do 1 or 2 meetings that you guys were comfortable with. So I have 4 dates in August that you have to choose from. I don't know if you, August 4th, August 11th, August 18th, or August 20th. If you'd like, I can just send out an email and ask which one works best for everybody.
Yeah, because I would want the people who aren't here tonight
Right.
to also.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
August 11th celebrated as Veterans Day?
No.
Only from where we're from.
Is it Victory Day?
Victory
It
Day?
used to be Victory Day in Rhode Island.
In Rhode
I
Island,
think
that's
Rhode
where,
Island's the only one that still celebrates it officially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will send out an email and we'll figure out which day works best for everyone. It's gonna be a special meeting, if that works.
Okay,
That way we don't have to use the regular one at the end of August.
yep,
And then we'll go from there and he'll join us just via WebEx and have a meeting like this.
okay. Old business, confirm the 7 questions from the special meeting. Somewhere's at the back of everything was the special 7 questions. I know I had it here somewhere. Here they are. What do you love most about living in Killingly and why? What is one thing you wish Killingly had more of now? What needs to be addressed in the next 5 to 10 years for Killingly to reach its potential? How can Killingly effectively promote and celebrate its history? How can local leaders and organizations better support our community's needs and goals? How do you know what is going on in town? How can we balance potential population and economic growth while preserving small-town charm and abundant open space? That was the 7 opening questions that we proposed last time. Is everybody still comfortable with that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, we are confirming officially the questions. Then, new business is finalized 3 groups for data input: Killingly Business Association, Planning and Zoning Commission, and Economic Development Commission, and some potential backup groups. Frank wanted to meet with at least one of these groups at the next meeting, when we meet in August, at the end of the month. He would like, I believe, planning and zoning, that was his first choice. It's open for discussion right now, of those 3. And also, do you think in a regular meeting, we could meet with more than one?
Part one of your question.
Yeah.
I do think out of the 3, where we are right now in our process, the Planning and Zoning Commission would be the primary one to talk with.
Okay,
Learn from them in terms of how they developed their development plan.
Yep.
Steps that they went through. There's also a number of visions that they had
yes,
within that document.
okay,
But I think we can learn quite a bit from them about their process.
okay.
And their thoughts. It will be interested because obviously they're appointed members and, they might have their own opinions, et cetera, but I'm really kind of interested in what their group is thinking about, how they got to where they are.
Okay.
And they're halfway through
Okay,
the process.
I would have to concur that they would be the best first group to meet with. I know the capabilities that they have. I've seen and read some of their reports. I've had conversations with their planner, Jonathan, as well as Anne Marie, and I'm very impressed with the way they approach things, and I think they're looking forward to understanding more about the Vision Committee and meeting with us as well.
okay. Anything over here?
I also agree.
Okay, how about more than one? My personal feeling is that that's a big piece of the puzzle. And I'm afraid if we try to meet in a regular meeting, with more than them for a first time open, I think you in particular will have a lot of questions you want answered. I have questions I want answered. My thought is, for that first one, we just do them to give ourselves time.
I would agree with that. I would like no time limit on that particular one. It's as much fact-finding and discussion as it is anything else. I do think there's a couple of things we should do for all of these type of meetings, is we should have at least some kind of agenda out of consideration for them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's something we can kind of talk about now, or
We can
through
talk,
email.
we can talk
But
about now.
That really, I'm going beyond your initial question.
Okay.
I do think that, I think that should be the only group on the agenda.
Okay,
Speaking to what Paul just said, we should definitely, well, you didn't say it exactly, Paul, but give them a heads up on the questions. I know that came up at our last meeting, and this way, when they come, they will be prepared. And I think that will be very beneficial, because they'll have an idea of where we're headed with the public, and that's good. Another item that people may not be aware of, because we haven't met with them yet, but when I went in there to try to get a map, not only did I get a map, but I got an explanation of why whatever maps I had offered to create should, even if I lay it out and say this is the information we need to make a decision, they will do it for us. So they are a very positive addition, and looking forward to what we can either ask them to do or get their input.
okay, what specifically would you like to give them a heads up on? You talked about an agenda, what would you?
I think my thought would be is that we want to learn from their process.
Yep.
We want to have an understanding. To me, when I get the opportunity to talk with people like this, is a couple of questions. what would you do again? What would you not do again? And then at the same time, how do you feel the status of the visions or the goals that were established in that document are being met, monitored? I'm not gonna say enforced, because that's the wrong word, but
Yep.
met and monitored?
Yeah,
Because at the same time, I think that's gonna be important for us when we end up publishing something. It's good to have these visions, but there's been conversations around here about, okay, you're done, who's keeping an eye on it?
exactly.
Type of thing. I'd like to see, what they're doing about that.
Okay,
I'd be very interested in what the other folks have to say.
okay. So, we should run, I think, the 7 questions by them, and perhaps what you just alluded to could be added on. Okay? Sound
Folks, do you
reasonable?
think the 7 questions are applicable to a town committee like that?
I think,
As appointed?
well, yeah, but they're citizens of the town.
Fair? I'm
You
just
know, we
asking.
want their opinion about these as well. But I think that also because they are a commission of the town or a department, that we should follow up with the type of questions you're proposing. You know, I'm interested to see how they came to what their conclusions on stuff. And how they get feedback. That's gonna be, to me, one of the important questions. How did they get feedback from the town or the townspeople? Can we get that all put, okay. Where am I here? Okay, so we've decided that for this one time, we'll do one. We'll do planning and zoning. After that, we can see how that one goes and whether we need the whole meeting for individual boards or whether we can stack more than one board in. Some of the other boards, I don't think have as big of a plan and responsibility as that has.
Jill has some excellent ideas. I heard a presentation that she gave at Putnam Town Hall on brownfields and what they were able to accomplish in Kitty, and it was amazing.
Okay.
But, I would agree with your additional questions, they would be first. So actually, would you be setting it up, you mentioned several dates based on what their availability is?
You turn the mic?
I think I'm supposed to turn my mic on? Let's see, just trying to get back to my train of thought without having to cross the railroad tracks. Just think again.
Do you want some help? I think I
Yeah.
know where you were going.
All right, that would,
So I am assuming that you want Planning and Zoning Commission at your August 27th meeting,
Yes.
correct?
correct.
So my next steps tomorrow would be to reach out to Anne Marie, she's the staff liaison, and have her reach out to members of the Planning and Zoning Commission and see if they can make it on August 27th.
Okay.
You're welcome.
If they can't make it for some reason, we should have a backup group or a backup, either the Business Association or the Economic Development Commission.
I would agree. I think we need to, I'm not saying these meetings aren't productive, but I think it's time to reach out.
Yes.
And August is the first chance we really have.
Right, and so
So I
I
think-
don't want, if they can't do it, I don't want that to mean we don't interview
Agreed,
someone.
agreed.
So the 3 that we have are the Business Association and Economic Development Commission are the 2, as well as Planning and Zoning. Does anybody have a preference?
This is economic development. Let's do the
Yeah.
next one down.
All
I'm
right,
with you.
okay. So if planning and zoning can't do it, we'll go to economic development. And if for some reason the two of them can't do it, then we'll go to Killingly Business Association. I don't personally think that that planning and zoning is gonna tell us they can't have some people here.
That was going to be my next question, is if they can't have everyone, can we get by with their key people?
Well, we couldn't have anyone because it would become a meeting, wouldn't it? See, I pay
Yeah,
attention.
Yep, so that would make a quorum.
Yeah.
So I would stick
Like
to
Anne Marie.
2 people, maybe the chair and the vice chair.
Is that Anne Marie and Jonathan? I don't know the
No,
makeup
so
of.
Anne Marie doesn't count as part of that, but so forgive me, chair, I believe is Keith Thurlow, vice chair is Brian Card. I think you can maybe get one more person, but it should be between 2 and 3.
I mean, we're just looking for the input of their of their commission. I think that's fine.
Would
I
they
would
be-
only ask, if possible, if there were people that were involved in the development of that plan, which I think was 5 years ago.
Yes, I can find that out, who was involved in the creation of that.
Yeah, because I'd
Yeah.
like to, I think those are the folks I would like
Yeah.
to learn from.
Would that group still include Anne Marie?
Yes, Anne
Okay.
Marie will come.
And then,
She'll
all right,
come regardless,
Un-
and then,
understood, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. But I'll find out who created the POCD.
You know, yeah, that,
How many people are on that commission?
Hold on.
I do the same kind of math.
I believe we're at 6.
Okay.
So whatever questions would, is it possible to have these questions flow down to the other members of the commission, and then they could flow it back up to?
That's a
Yep, so
good
I can-
point.
Yeah, I can prep I
That's a good
can
idea.
send them the questions, and the people that can't come, in order to stay in those guidelines, they can provide feedback that then Keith and Brian can relay to us when they come on August 27th.
That's a good idea. All right. And then Frank had for B under new business, finalize October date and time for the first public citizens meeting and discuss how to promote and advertise.
So I reached out to Claudette at the library.
Yep.
Because we agreed the community room there would be a good place. I was looking for October, I think that gives us enough time to prep.
Yep,
And I do have 3 dates on that we can do, they're towards the end of October. Once again, when I send out the dates for the consultant to meet with us, I'll also send the dates for the community center, or the community room.
yep,
And figure out what works best. Again, it will be a special meeting, that way we don't have to take October's regular meeting.
okay,
But it'll be a public meeting, I'll do the marketing, get it out there everywhere, and we just have to figure out how you guys wanna run it.
okay, all right. That's what's on the agenda. I think tied in at the end of this package was what you sent to me.
Yes.
If you get a chance, everybody, when you get home later today, Richard sent me a website link to, believe it or not, the World Atlas, and the article on the World Atlas is in your package. It's 6 main streets where Connecticut comes alive. I read it, and it's pretty interesting. It's very brief, but it tells you the main things on the main streets in those downtown sections of those communities and why they've gained popularity. And that's something we need to be thinking about and talking about if we're talking about a vision for this town. So I think it would behoove everybody to read it. I didn't know it would be attached to the package. I had notes on how to get there, but it's in the package now. So
I CC'd it to Ashley, and she decided that it was worth including.
It is worth it.
Thanks.
It is worth it. And I wasn't too sure where you were going with this Bloomberg Connect thing.
Bloomberg Connects is something that is, actually, you would have to download the app, but they support different entities within communities throughout, basically throughout the country. And they have multiple museums, tourist attractions. They will do a profile, and they don't ask for any money. And it's free, so if somebody says, I'm going to Killingly, Connecticut, or Connecticut, several things will pop up within the app, and it's just amazing. I heard about it from my daughter-in-law, who runs a, I guess you'd call it a, it's not quite a nightclub, it's a concert venue. And that's where they list themselves. And so a lot of the public will go there to find out what's going on in any particular state or any particular city. And it's free. It's just worth looking at, getting to know. It's like taking the World Atlas one step further by putting a specific place within Bloomberg Connects. And they have it completely searchable. They'll do the complete profile. They don't have any ads on their website. It's all done through his philanthropy organization. And, I mean, that's what he likes to do. And so he did that in New York, and now I guess he's doing it for the country.
So would this be something the town would have to do?
Well, it could be any entity within the town. I mean, if we had a particular museum, let me go to Bloomberg Connects right now and see if I can find. Okay, it's listed under arts and culture. I mean, that's how they build themselves. So if I search, okay, without putting anything, it's taking my, put an R, let's go. Eastern State Connecticut, or MSHED. Let's go back again. Eastern Connecticut State University Art Gallery is one. The Lyman Art Gallery, Art Museum in New London is listed.
Here in Killingly?
No particular towns. I can pass this around.
I think everybody's got the, but that
But
would
you
be
have to
something.
yeah, it's something that, for example, here's a museum on automobiles.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of activities, whether any one entity wants to put themselves there, they can, but it's something that can be made known.
Well, that's like the Historical Society in Killingly.
Right, for example, there's Little Compton Historical Society, that happens to be in Rhode Island, but nonetheless, they got listed.
Yeah.
And or they wanted to be listed, and there's really no minimum requirement, so it's not that we won't meet or any of our entities would not meet, they just have to take the initiative and be aware it's there. Because I wasn't, up until about a month ago.
That is, that is the regular meeting agenda. You have something else?
Well, Jay Lee is also just joined WebEx, but she joined shortly after we started. Ted, Jay Lee, do you guys have anything?
Thank you for asking.
I personally don't have anything.
We're talking about the Custody Business Association, comic. I was just curious if anybody wanted me to reach out, since I'm the coordinator, saying like, we would be the third option if the other two can't show up, but I guess they're saying that most likely they will show up anyway for that meeting, the 20 meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna start with P and Z, and like I said, yeah, that would be great if we get down to KBA. I'll reach out to you to coordinate that if they happen to take
Alrighty, thank you.
I do have a couple of maybe follow-ons. to what
Okay,
we talked about.
okay.
You had asked, there were two things. One thing you had asked about, are there any other organizations that we could talk to? One that came to mind was the Chamber of Commerce, which is a little bit different than obviously the KBA. A little bit more holistic, or a little bit more encompassing type of membership. And I thought it might be interesting to hear their point of view in terms of what their opinion is of Killingly, et cetera, from almost a semi-outsider's type of view, but also being somewhat business-related. I did struggle to find any kind of civic organization, meaning neighborhood associations or anything along those lines. I'm not gonna, I didn't poke around a lot, but I did struggle to try to find any kind of organization that was not town-related or business-related.
Okay.
And I didn't know if it's, if this is the time when we, maybe, do you bring in the Parents Association, something along those lines. I'm just trying to think outside of, to where we can have some focused feedback.
Yep, okay.
And maybe from a particular point of view. I'm really looking forward to October and the open forum. That's gonna be kinda cool, but I thought maybe we could just, maybe reach a little bit deeper. We've got time.
That's,
That
and on that note about the October one, we know we're going to the library, but who do we want to come? Just the general public?
Well, I think that's what I would, yes, I would think so. I don't know what you folks think, so.
Just open it up to anybody from town?
And I think Ashley mentioned about maybe taking the same approach that you did when you were kind of asking for people to join this committee. And then you had a workshop, if I remember correctly, and things like that. But I would like to see if we can somehow reach out to some of the maybe organized non-civic type groups.
Okay, I think at
For
the
the October,
library, that's
yeah.
the kind of thing to go
Yeah, you're
for, is
probably
just
right, yeah.
the town. When you mention organizations, isn't there, Alexander's Lake, don't the people who live around Alexander's Lake have some kind of a organization?
Yeah, the Alexander's Lake Association. Yep.
See, that would give us some information from that area.
We do have Frank.
Is that where he lives?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you know some people. So I was just, like I said, I was just trying to look under some rocks and
Yeah.
find out if there's some kind of, like I said, maybe it's a homeowner's thing or something like that. So that was part one. Part two is a month or so, you and Jaylee had come up with ideas about hitting, like, I think the first Tuesday or a Saturday, the Davis Park type of events, which I really like. I like the idea of even having a booth. I know I saw you at your booth for Cat Hollow. I think that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of, have a couple of us sit in those and hand out the questionnaires,
Sure. And what
Um,
events would you do that at?
I think, was it first Saturday? That I saw you
I
at?
think
It's called Second Saturdays.
Second
There's
Saturday.
one coming up in August with KBA.
Okay, so it was second Saturday. I used to be
I
an
just wanted-
estimator, I'm not good with numbers, but, something,
Okay,
that type of event.
we have $25 per spot for the second Saturday for the Kids Day event.
So my thought is, again, I think the second Saturday in August might be too quick. I don't know. I don't know if a booth actually consists of 3 people in a chair, in chairs, but I wouldn't mind prepping. I don't want to, like we said earlier, don't want to rush into it and come at it haphazard or anything like that. But I do think it's probably worthwhile that maybe maybe in September and October, we have a presence, a physical presence.
Hey, Jaylee, what is the date for that, the second Saturday coming up?
August 9th, noon to 4, second Saturdays, this year we're just doing July and August, however, is a community event, I believe, at Killingly High School as well.
When is that?
I'd have to look up that community
Okay,
night.
'cause I don't think
I
we,
do have our well attended because I went to it last year, but I don't know the date right off the top of my head right now.
And if we were to try to get in for second Saturday, I'm gonna reach out, if that's what everyone agrees on, I have to reach out to you on the process of getting a spot. We have that obviously in the budget, but I don't know the process of getting an actual spot, so if we're in agreement with that.
I think that
Okay,
I have a link to it, I can,
I think the other thing would be is, certainly a little bit of, not a banner, for lack of a better term, identification, but also having the surveys to hand out, these questions, to hand out and a way for them to respond. And can we really pull that together
By August
by
7th.
August 9th?
9th.
Yeah, so,
yeah, I can make paper copies for you guys to
okay.
hand out at the, if you decide to do the booth, yeah, that's no problem at all. The
And
banner, or, I mean, I don't, that's a cost.
It's not a
you guys have
yeah,
to
it's not a
discuss.
banner, I'm just thinking just placard or something that says who
Okay.
we are and why we're sitting sitting somewhere.
That's a good question, segue into something I had. Were you finished?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I think it was a couple meetings ago, you mentioned establishing a mission statement for the Killingly, this thing. Making sure that we have a succinct and unified mission of why we exist, to be able to communicate to the public. Something simple, something memorable, just real, something that says, hey, this is who we are. If anyone asks, this is why we are here. I think it's important to be able to have that established mission statement that we can maybe, generate together at some point. But also, yeah, just being able to brand well so that it's taken seriously, but also it's, not just like maybe a banner with some.
I'm starting to wish I didn't use banner, but you're spot on.
Or a
I think
card or something,
It's one thing to
right?
hand out these questions, it's the other thing to hand out the why.
Yeah, I think just communicating first, hey, this is who we are, we're here. Just kind of, just that communication that we exist, and this is why we exist, to kind of get that engagement, that presence, to establishing that presence and trust rather than just asking for something maybe right off the bat. I don't know, I just, I'm about presentation, so.
I completely agree, and I think maybe we don't rush that for August 9th, and I don't think we have August 9th without that.
Yeah.
Because what are you people and why, but maybe we prep and give ourselves a deadline with a community night. And
For sure, yeah, definitely.
Second Saturday would be August 19th.
Well, 19th.
Yes, and then Buddy just helped, community night for the school. It's not, is it August 9th? Oh. 9th and 18th? Okay, so, yeah, second Saturday might be too soon, that's up to you guys, but, the community night is August 18th at KHS from 4:30 to 7:30, and that would be free for you guys to go there and set up a spot.
So can we, between now and then, certainly before next meeting, but can we as a group go back and forth with some emails and some ideas and some narrative? What do you think of that?
Yeah, if that's, plausible, I'm not entirely sure.
No, we can't do that, sorry.
Yeah, it would have to probably be a special meeting to be able to establish that, right?
That's true, yeah.
Getting back to your banner comment, I actually have made multiple banners up to 25 feet long, storyline banners. Now, if we're looking for something as simple as vision committee, I can't guarantee it, I could get it done, but I do have access to a plotter once every couple of weeks. And I can print it on a canvas, which would make it 2 feet wide. The larger paper I probably could not get hold of. But the question then would be, does anyone have any ideas for what would be graphics besides
Yeah.
just type?
It has to be cool.
Are you good with that, Cody? mean, could
I
you
mean, I
sketch
could-
something
I could
out? I
probably-
can
Some
technically,
ideas, but
if you have some
just
ideas, I can do the technical.
KV, you know, something like a cool logo, some cool, like the Killingly colors would be cool, you know?
We need to settle on the wording. It shouldn't just say vision committee. You're talking about why. You
Yeah,
can't
this
just
is-
say
yeah,
We're
vision
talking
committee.
about
together.
banner, and I would love the idea, what I enjoy about that idea is across the top of this, questions, you have that mission
Yeah,
statement.
yeah.
And the why, and then people
Okay,
fill it
so
out.
You could have your mission and you could condense that into 3 words. A lot of
Say
people,
yeah,
you
exactly.
have your mission, but then you just have like the 3-word thing to summarize it. That's what people do.
Okay, so we need to maybe settle that now if we're gonna try to make the 19th, because we don't have another meeting before the 19th. If we settle that and you think we could put it at the top here, then Ashley could do that.
Did you wanna possibly do a special meeting to prep for the event and come with ideas of what you want your mission statement, 3 words to be? If you want to do that, I'm just saying, you got about 3 weeks before that night.
If we do that, I would recommend, maybe we get together next week and to give us time to,
That's up to you guys, it's just a suggestion.
I don't know what people's availability is.
And I can throw
I know
out-
definitely who I think should be there.
Yeah, and I have to see if this room, if this room in 102 downstairs is available, so that's, that's based on that too. So I can send you guys an email, all these dates that we have to look for the community room, when we're gonna do the consultant, and what time, or what days this room's available to have a special meeting. Off the top of my head, I don't know what's going on next week for meetings, but I can find out when I look at my calendar and let you know tomorrow. And then we can
That-
say,
that would
hey,
be
we'll do
great.
a special
This
meeting
is-
that
This is
day.
starting to roll, which is good.
Yeah, if you guys wanna do a special meeting, absolutely.
Okay,
Let me
It
know.
won't take long, it's 30, maybe top, yeah.
well,
Yeah, you're right, I stopped myself.
And if anyone wants to come up with suggestions for a logo, sketch or not, I could probably turn it into the technical side. Cody, I mean,
Blair's something of an artist as well.
well, Blair, go ahead, take the liberty.
Is that the sound of a punt? What was that?
What?
so are we in agreement we will try to get a special meeting next week? Who's available, or hopefully available next week? Everybody?
I am, my only nights are Monday nights.
I have a question.
Yep.
Are we voting for a special meeting to make a mission statement? Or is it to make materials for an event? Or is it for information on making a logo? I'm a little unclear on that.
The questioning is, should we be having the meeting for, one, just to create notices and things to discuss for the special meeting? Are we trying to discuss a logo or mission statement and banner? So it's, I mean, once, it would probably be all of them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anything as far as materials, like the surveys that have to be printed, the banner, or, anything physical that we need, I can arrange with the approval of you and Frank
Mhm.
the copies I can do, that's no problem, but like a banner, there's, if I get your approval, I'll take care of all that stuff. So all the physical stuff, Jay Lee, we can talk about, or you guys can talk about, and then also your mission statement, but, and figure out what materials you want me to produce for you guys for that community night.
I think that we definitely need to settle the mission statement. Everybody wants to have a mission statement on the paperwork, so I think that should be the primary #1 issue for a special meeting. And then I think we could do pretty much everything else that has been brought up about trying to make the 19th. How many do we think we need for a community day? Printed up questions, you know, I'm not sure we'll have the banner if we go for a banner, if we'll have the banner in time for the 19th. But we can talk about that and decide what we want on it and stuff like that. I think it, you know, we could probably do it all in a special meeting.
By next week, I'll know if I can create the banner, and if I can, it will not be of any cost to the group. If I can't, then we'd have to rely on a Staples. I can still do the design work.
Okay.
So I was just about to say, when the council needed a banner within a day for their booth at the fireworks last year, we used the plotter downstairs. Jonathan helped me, and it came out great. But it is just on thin paper, which is fine. But that would also be no cost if for some reason you can't do it. I don't know what material you would use, but it's just thin paper we have, but that's an option too.
I've got actually heavy canvas banner. It's meant for being outdoors banners, and they last 1 to 2 years for the most part, as long as they're anchored with grommets, and in this case, we could find a way to do it.
So if your option doesn't work, then we'll use the plotter downstairs.
Yeah.
And I'll know by
Okay,
the end of the
all right.
week. Okay.
So, does anybody have anything else?
The only other thing I have is along these lines, I just want to make sure that we have an idea of how we're going to ask people to respond and where are they going to respond to.
Yeah.
We're going to get that, so I don't know the logistics. I know I don't think we have a web presence on the Killingly site where,
No, we're kind of in limbo with that right
Yeah.
now because we're going from the old to the new.
Mhm.
And to make a new page on the old website, it's a cost,
It's
but
not worth it, yeah.
regardless, so, with, we can put some type of instructions at the bottom for places to drop off those surveys. We can also, if they'd rather go online and go through SurveyMonkey, which I have an account for because of the town, they can do it that way.
That's perfect.
So,
Yeah.
drop off locations and then online.
I'd like to be able to see these, I'm trying to also envision how how it's gonna be collected,
Yep.
and transformed into
Data for lack of a
data,
better term.
information really.
Mhm.
And yeah, so just, like, I'm just thinking,
Same
when
way.
we have a public community meeting, we're gonna ask these questions, is someone just gonna write down the answers to each question? How is that gonna work out? Is it more, because I wanna make sure we capture that and organize it by question, so you can summarize the whole.
I think that's what my point is, of all of this, is, okay, that's great, we're gonna be there, we're gonna hand these out, we've got people who've got kids tugging, and I wanna go home, I wanna go over there, they've gotta walk away with it, because there's definitely questions in here that are thought, it's not your basic, multiple choice type response, but I would like to think about that, and then maybe talk about that at the special meeting as well.
Quite,
Cody,
okay.
are you referring to like the public meeting that we're gonna do?
Yeah,
So, I would think that, obviously I will be there, and it's the same way that I get your minutes out. I just listen back to the recording, make sure I hear everything, and I get it to you the next day, or soon after. I mean, I technically have a week to get back that stuff to you, but that's what I would do. I don't think I could keep up with everyone,
Mhm.
so
Oh, I
that's
see.
why I
Mhm.
record, or I watch it back on Facebook Live,
Okay.
to get every single thing that every person says.
Mhm.
For the minutes, it's a little generic because I don't write down every certain thing that everyone says, it sums it up. But for that situation, I would get every person's answer, response, what they say.
perfect, great.
And then get that back to you guys to discuss at the next
Yeah.
meeting.
But
Can-
that's
can-
the live, you're talking about the live feedback.
Yeah.
And I was kind of
Yeah.
focused more on the paper.
Well, that's what
than the bunker pit.
that's what I was gonna say. Can we have a drop-off area? Even if the live thing, if we hand this out, like you're talking about, there's gonna be people there that take this and go, and we still want their response. So if we have something on the bottom of it that tells them they can bring their answers to a place, to cover that aspect as well.
What I did with the website, the new website, getting feedback on that, because there's people who don't wanna go online and do SurveyMonkey, and they wanted to fill something out physically,
don't wanna volunteer you for something, but can we put your email address?
Yeah, that's fine.
And, you know,
Or-
that way they can fill it out, take a picture, email it. What do you think? Or is there a
Can you
generic
please repeat?
town email that?
I would prefer to use the generic town
That's fine.
manager at killinglyct.gov. That's where all of our like our questions on our website come in now.
Okay.
So
Let's
we
look
can
to
do
flip
that,
that.
but I will put that at the bottom, if they wanna email them to us, but also the physical locations, then they can do SurveyMonkey.
I think we need a physical location because,
I'm trying to make this as open and flexible for all the different.
right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying we still need a physical location because there will be people that they
Yeah,
need to
and
physically
you'll have
drop it
three.
off.
You'll have the three, you'll have here, library, and Parks and Rec.
Okay,
Where they will drop it, and it's a covered cardboard box that I wrap in wrapping paper with a slit at the top, and they just drop it in, I'll have information on the front, that's where you drop your surveys off, so.
okay.
So it seems like the 4 ways so far is physical, email, SurveyMonkey, and then public meeting transcript so far. Those are the 4 ways so far that, we plan on.
Getting your
gathering
feedback. I
I
think
think
that's,
we start with those and we adjust as we go along.
I think that's more than enough to start with, you know, and we'll see how it goes.
Is it also possible to put surveys at those drop-off boxes as well? So there's bonus copies of that. And as far as the email goes, is there a way to maybe direct the subject line
Yeah.
on the email so that it, because if it's going to a generic email, so that it goes to a specific folder, I guess, like not a junk folder, but a survey folder.
Hmm.
There could be
That way it can be,
directions.
so they're not lost in something else.
Are you talking, so, I thought people are gonna send us the survey through the email, or are you going the opposite way? Of sending a survey to people? 'Cause
I was
don't-
thinking incoming. I was thinking
In-
of,
to
yeah,
me,
my
right?
thought is, somebody fills it out, they don't have,
I-
people don't even know what a fax machine is anymore, but.
Correct me if,
My thought is you take, the person take a picture of their responses and just email it.
Yeah, that or they fill out the questionnaire because for some reason they forget where the drop-off boxes are. If we handed an event and they take a picture or,
Yeah.
Mrs. So-and-so who doesn't know how to take a picture and they fill it out through an email to that same,
But
just asking
you-
if there's a filtration to make sure those don't get
you're,
lost.
you're concerned that when they get here, they don't get lost.
Correct.
That's, yeah,
So, what I'll do is, I'll make us, so for myself, to keep track of it, I'll make a separate folder for vision surveys. But, I do regularly, almost every day, check, it's called the quarantine, the junk mail that comes through the email. Cause there's a lot that comes in town manager, and I do go through every single one and make sure that it's being received. Most of the time they come through, but sometimes they do get stuck in quarantine and I have to release them, but we still get it.
but he won't throw any of them out anyway.
We can have very specific directions on the survey as well, too, like header, type, email, if you're emailing it, make use subject.
And bullet, 4 points, or the 4 modes, and then bullet points as to how to do them, even if it's a separate page. If we have things even in a packet or an envelope, and you can say, hey, this is a have a label, survey, you do a survey for the vision committee.
Sure, I think, this is all good.
I do believe most QR codes can be programmed to automatically fill an email, at least those particular fields. And so I can look into that and see if we could do a QR code that would generate a header for an email that doesn't have to go to Ashley necessarily. It could go to the town manager with the appropriate filter tagline.
All right?
I think the QR code would be good too for the booth that you guys
yeah.
have that night.
Yeah.
It pulls up SurveyMonkey, I guess. Yeah.
Does a motion need to be put on the floor to have the special meeting to schedule that?
That's probably a good idea.
So I'll motion to set a, special meeting to establish a mission, statement for the vision committee and branding logistics.
Any seconds?
I second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Okay.
Aye.
I can't get used to that.
That's,
All right, does anybody have anything else, or should we go home? I'm looking at you.
we don't have, no, yeah, sorry I drove that conversation.
no.
but I think
Everything,
you folks are kinda learning, I like to.
everything
kinda
you,
just-
everything you brought up was good.
I think, and I appreciate the pat on the back, but.
Everything was
I'm
good.
I'm all set, thank you.
All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Sec-
I have one other thing, just one thing.
I got the first syllable.
When you do a booth, something that we've done in the past, like for kids that come up, because it's community night, we've had a book with like crayons and stuff so they can like draw a picture of what they love about the town or what they would like to see in the town. And that was pretty successful.
I'm sorry, I couldn't follow that.
So when we have a booth
Yeah,
at an event, in the past, what we've done to campaign for what we love about our town and what we want to see more of, to engage the children, we've had books with blank pages so they can draw pictures of what they love and also what they would like to see more of in the town. Because not all of the people can write in words, like the children like to draw pictures of what they like or what they would like to see.
Yeah, we can discuss that at the special meeting with
Right.
the, yeah, mission and, branding stuff.
I wrote the idea down,
Okay.
so we'll just, yeah, when we get to special, we can, you guys, if I can provide the paper, crayons, markers, and do that.
okay.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Let's go home.
Aye.